Talk. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. How y'all doing this evening? Welcome, and greetings. Welcome. Well, it's Wednesday night. It's our Wednesday night sports edition. And I'd like to say that I'm happy to be here. Today is November 9th, 2022. And I want to ask you, how are you doing today? On a scale of 1 through 10, go ahead and rank how you're feeling today. You know, you might be having a great day. You might be having a midday. You might be having a low day. But here at Coffee Talk, we're here to uplift you, to give you some reflection, to give you some comfort, to give you some healing, to give you some humor, to give you some laughter, to give you whatever you may need to get through the day or get through the night. You know what I'm saying? But welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. And yeah, it's Wednesday night sports edition. We come every Wednesday. And what we do is we go ahead and we like to talk sports. We don't really care about who won or lost a game. But what we like to do is go ahead and talk about the different intricacies that go on behind the scenes in the world of sports. And we also, also like to always tip our hat to, to our people that's out there making it happen in the sports world. So tonight we got a great show for you lined up, and it'll be even better if I could just lift my chair a little bit. You know what I mean? All right. So this is your first time appearing on our show. We never start the show without giving it its wise words as well as the flavor. We never start a show without giving it its flavor. So tonight's flavor is actually going to be coconut water. Coconut water is tonight's flavor here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Coconut water. Why? Because it's nutrient rich. It fights kidney stones. It can lower blood pressure. It lowers blood sugar for those that may be dealing with diabetes. It also strengthens the teeth. That's just 5 enrichments of having coconut water. So today's flavor is coconut water. Go ahead and get you some coconut water, or go ahead and pour yourself some coffee, a cappuccino, some water, some wine, a smoothie, whatever you do. But come on in, kick your feet up, and welcome to our humble home here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so we got a good show for you today, but we're not going to dive in without giving it its wise words, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about what we're going to be discussing. If you're just tuning in, definitely hit the like button. Let us know you're there, and that's one of the best ways to let us know you're here watching the show is by hitting the like button. Definitely share the video, and if you got time, go ahead and subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. All right, so tonight I got 2 wise words for you. One is a Kenyan proverb, and the other is a Malawian proverb for the people of Mali. But the Kenyan proverb and our wise words for tonight goes like this: one whose seeds have not sprouted does not give up planting. I'm going to say that again for our people in the back. One whose seeds have not sprouted does not give up planting. And the reason why I selected as one of the proverbs and our wise words for tonight is because you ever been in a situation where you're trying to build something, you're trying to build your empire, and all the people that you would love to have go into business with or partnership with, and you tell them your great ideas, they don't want to do it, or they don't have the time, or they don't believe in you. And then once they start to see you taking off, then they want to come in, or they want to even ask you questions like, well, why ain't you doing it this way? Why aren't you doing it that way? Whoa, 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 whoa. But they didn't want to start at the very beginnings because they didn't believe in your dreams, you know. And that's what the wise words is for. Again, it's one whose seeds have not sprouted does not mean, or I'm gonna say it the right way. One whose seeds have not sprouted does not give up planting. A lot of people will come in and they'll try to discourage you. How long you been doing this? How long you been doing the podcast? How long you been doing this? And are you making money off it yet? And all of this, as if they have ever done it before, you know. Or people want to, hey, did you buy a new car yet? Or did you do this yet? People are always looking to know what you're doing or to count your money, you know, or they want to go ahead and tell you you can't achieve something. So that's what our wise words is for tonight is the Kenyan proverb. One whose seeds have not sprouted does not give up planting. So that's one of the wise words. And the other one is a Malian proverb. And that proverb in its wise words for Coffee Talk Podcast is the words of the elders become sweet someday. The words of the elders become sweet one day. How many people understand that proverb? Have you ever had an elder or somebody you respected, a mentor, a big mama, a big auntie tell you something, and you might not have took it at first glance when they told you, or you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people we don't take things at first value, and we're not supposed to. But when somebody shares some knowledge and wisdom, and we put it in our pocket, and then we go through our life experiences, it was that elder or that mentor or that coach that told you something that now the day has come, and those wise words are very fruitful, very sweet, or they mean something in the moment to help you get through the moment. The Mawalian proverb is the words of the elders become sweet someday. So never cast out anything that you could possibly learn. That is the message here from Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so let's go ahead and start our show. Again, this is our Wednesday night sports edition. Thank you for being in here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the show. Um, Tonight, we're going to go ahead and talk about and give homage to Dusty Baker, uh, former baseball player and current manager, aka skipper of the Houston Astros, 2022 World Series champions. We're going to definitely talk about Dusty Baker. We're definitely going to dive in and talk about Devin Ham and also Rob Pelinka. Devin Ham is the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, and Rob Pelinka is the general manager. We're going to go ahead and discuss a little bit about them and the Los Angeles Lakers start right now. Currently, the Los Angeles Lakers rank fifth in the Pacific Division with a record of 2-8, with names such as um, Russell Westbrook, AD, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, King James. What's going on in LA? What's going on? So we're going to definitely talk about that. And then we're going to talk about the National Basketball Association Player Union. That's right. The National Basketball Association has a players union. And we're going to talk about who are the leaders that represent the players union, and also talk about how the players union is going to step up and attempt to assist Kyrie Irving with getting back on the team. Because as you know, with Kyrie in the news and for a bunch of bullshit, let's just call it what it is. The New Jersey Nets have made 6 stipulations that Kyrie must do and follow in order to get back on the team. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely being challenged for his career. And we all are supporting Kyrie here at Coffee Talk Podcast. And we're just waiting to see what's going to be done. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's go ahead and get into Dusty Baker real quick. Definitely want to tip our hats off to Mr. Dusty Baker. Just give me 1 second here. I want to make sure that I have Mr. Baker's picture so we can pull it up. I don't believe I do though. All right, that's okay. We still got our logo, right? Right. All right. So Dusty Baker, anyway, is a Major League Baseball manager, aka skipper, and he just recently won the World Series championship with the Houston Astros as they defeated the Philadelphia Phillies 4-2. Dusty Baker's Houston Astros had a combined postseason record of 11 wins, 2 losses. And the reason why we want to tip our hats off to Dusty Baker, because of course he is a brother. Yes, he is a brother. He is the third black manager in Major League Baseball, African American, to win the World Series. He follows the likes of Cito Gaston, who won it back in 1992 and 1993, as well as Dave Roberts, who won it in 2020. And as you know, Dusty Baker just won it recently, 2021, becoming the third African American manager to ever win the World Series. Let's talk a little bit about Dusty Baker as we give him his flowers, his respect, tipping our hat off to him. Dusty Baker was an outfielder, and he played 19 seasons with the LA Dodgers. He had hit for 242 home runs, and he had a batting average of 278 with a 53% winning percentage. So this guy here is much respected. He's a winner, y'all. That's all he knows. You know, Dusty Baker not only played 19 seasons, but he also was a 2-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner, and he was the first National League Championship Series MVP back in 1977. That's when the divisions start to separate, and you had the National League and the American League Championship games. Sort of like in the NCAA basketball tournament, that's their Final Four, where there's 2 teams that are playing for the National League Championship Series to go off to the World Series. So Dusty Baker was the first most valuable player in 1977 to win that award. He also had played in 3 World Series, and as a player, he went along and won the World Series in 1981. And not only that, but you know what's really impressive about Mr. Dusty Baker is that Dusty Baker is the first Major League Baseball manager to reach the playoffs and the division title with 5 different teams. That's right. He took 5 different teams to the playoffs, man. You know what I'm saying? Not just the playoffs, but to the division title. 5 different teams. So that in itself definitely has to be applauded. The teams that Dusty Baker went ahead and took to these through the playoffs and the division title was the San Francisco Giants back in 2003, 2006. And of course, he managed one of the greatest hitters of all time, Barry Bonds. He also took the Chicago Cubs back in 2003. I actually wrote that down wrong. I apologize. He took the Cubs back in 2003, 2006. He actually was managerial for the San Francisco Giants. Y'all let me know when he was managerial for that one, because right now I don't have my keyboard attached. But he took the San Francisco Giants, the Chicago Cubs in 2003 to 2006, the Cincinnati Reds from 2008 to 2013, the Washington Nationals from 2016 to 2017. And then, of course, he's been with the Houston Astros since 2020, and they just won the World Series this year. You know, Um, Dusty Baker is also the first Major League Baseball manager, aka skipper, because some people like to call the managers the skipper as well, that has won the pennant in the American League and the National League. You know, he ranks ninth in managerial wins in the history of baseball. And because he won the World Series this year in 2022, Dusty Baker becomes the oldest manager at age 77 to win a World Series championship, man. So our hats go off to Dusty Baker. Big ups, Dusty Baker. We definitely gonna tip our hats to you. As you can see, I'm wearing that true civilized hat right there on top of my head. The Minnesota Twins representing the Twin Cities. All right, so that's our Dusty Baker um segment. You know, we just want to go ahead and pay our respects. And that's what we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We like to pay our respect to our ancestors, our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our people that are just making an impact in the world and the culture and sports, the whole nine. So that's what we here for, is to go ahead and just pay homage to Dusty Baker. All right, now let's go ahead and move along, man. There's more in the news as far as the sporting news. Let's go ahead and talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. And if you want to go ahead and leave a comment or hit the like button or share the video, please do that. But let me hear what y'all got to say about these Lakers, man. Right now they're 2-8, and it's strange because um, LeBron been there 3 years, and I thought that they would at least have two titles. I remember when Stephen A. Smith on ESPN has stated that he didn't believe that LeBron and him would ever win a title again, and he might be right. What's y'all's thoughts on that? Right now, currently, as I stated earlier, the Los Angeles Lakers is in fifth place in their division, the Pacific Division, and they got a record of 2-8. I mean, they done lost to the Utah Jazz. They done lost to teams that in the past, the Lakers would just run over teams, you know. But they don't have any shooters. They don't have any shooters. Um, it just looks horrible. And yeah, Westbrook is starting to get into the groove now that he's coming off the bench. He seems a little bit more relaxed, and he's back to putting up buckets. But these brothers don't play defense. You got to understand, Anthony Davis, he did play defense when he was at with the Pelicans, but he was younger then, for one. Two, this guy has been injury prone. Charles Barkley likes to call him Anthony Street Clothes Davis. He's always in his street clothes and not participating in the game. And Russell Westbrook, man, is very um high energetic as he is. He just plays average D as well. He may get a couple picks here and there, but it's just average D, man. When you're a scorer in the NBA, they're not expecting you to play D. That's not your job. They always have somebody else as a defender do all the dirty work. LeBron James as well. Now LeBron has been known to be a great defender, but LeBron has been playing in the NBA for 20 years, man. 20 years, and you're playing an 82 game season. So you got to definitely preserve the body, because in 20 years of basketball, it takes a long time to recover from the smallest injuries, whether that's just a pulled calf muscle, hamstring, sprained ankle, whatnot. So, and you're playing 82 games plus trying to get to the playoffs and to the championship. Now, LeBron and the Lakers did win the championship during the year where they had to play uh what they want to call it, in the bubble, you know, where there was no fans. Media was not all of the media could come and write about the games, whatever, because you had to go through so much protocol just to get into the bubble to be there for the games, even to interview players. It was very strict because we didn't know what the climate was with dealing with COVID. And a lot of people don't respect LeBron and them for winning it in the bubble. It's like having an asterisk. I think that's wrong. because these brothers still played 82 games. Um, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think there should be an asterisk on the Los Angeles Lakers winning the championship because it was in the bubble, whereas teams weren't able to have that home court advantage feel. They didn't have a chance to have their fans there. Usually, you had to tune in virtually just to watch the games, or even be a fan up on a screen as these guys was playing, just to motivate them and keep them motivated. So, give me your thoughts. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Is the Lakers championship, should it have an asterisk? You know, do you think that LeBron James should go ahead and leave the Lakers after this year? He has an opt out clause after this season. So he actually can jump ship. I say jump ship. I know you want to live in LA and you have the money and the means to do so. But if you're looking to win one more, LeBron, you may have to leave. Um, I'm happy that the old media has finally backed off of Russell Westbrook, because they've been too busy dealing with Kanye and Kyrie and trying to distract everybody. Um, but the realities to me, when we're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, I just think that they don't have enough. They don't have shooters. I think AD, not as a person, because we never like to disrespect our people here at Coffee Talk Podcast. But if we're just talking sports related, I think Anthony Davis is soft. I do. I think the kid is soft, injury prone, and he. There's a lot of centers that I would put in front of him. One, I would put Rudy Gobert in front of him. I'll put Carl Anthony Towns in front of him. Uh, yeah, there's just several different centers, man, that I would put in front of Anthony Davis right now. Yeah, a lot of people talk about how good Anthony Davis is. I haven't seen it. And this is a what have you done for me type of league. So I just really think he's the weak link right now. And yeah, that's just what it is. But with Devin Ham, who is their coach, having a season start off with 2 wins and 8 losses, how do y'all feel about Devin Ham? Now, he came over from the Detroit Pistons. He was an assistant out there, great player, when he played for the Denver Nuggets. But what's y'all's thoughts on Devin Ham, man? He got that team at 2-8. Is he going to be the fall guy? Because the media market out there in LA, they can be very cruel. And are they, and it seems like in LA land, they don't want to talk about Rob Pelinka. Rob Pelinka. Let's discuss Rob Pelinka, shall we? Rob Pelinka is the general manager of the Los Angeles Lakers. Rob Pelinka took over the general manager position back on March 7th, 2017. He won a championship in college with the Michigan Wolverines back in 1989. He also been to 3 Final Fours back in 1989, 1992, and 1993. He was one of the seniors that got their job took when the Fab Five came out. You know, Pelinka. He's the dude with the fresh haircut. He gotta have it all cut nice. He's the Ken Barbie. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why he got the job, because I don't think he's really doing a good job with giving up the draft picks that the Lakers have given away. And some of the draft picks that they may even have to swap if they're not top five protected. Rob Pelinka is also a former agent for NBA players, and he got the job because he has an established relationship with other general managers throughout the league. Um, the great Kobe Bryant spoke highly of Rob Pelinka, and a lot of people like to say Rob Pelinka, that was his guy. You know what I'm saying? Because Kobe wanted to one day go in partnership with the Lakers, or possibly even buy the Lakers before his demise. Um, do y'all remember when Magic Johnson was second in command behind Jenny Buss? Jenny Buss, of course, is the owner. Her and her family are the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, and they had Magic Johnson there as an assistant. But when Rob Pelinka got the job, do y'all remember that? When Rob Pelinka got the job, somehow Magic Johnson had to go back to just being the Laker mascot. Now, I ain't saying that to be disrespectful to Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson owns the Los Angeles Dodgers and he has long money. I'm not saying that. But Magic loves to meet people. Magic has a great, warm personality, loves smiling, you know what I'm saying? Loves talking about basketball. But they went ahead and made that move when they took him out of that position of general manager. Was it because they just didn't feel he could do the job? Or was it because somewhere, somebody didn't want Magic being the boss of Rob Pelinka? How that works, we'll never really know. But I can go back and pull different video segments of what Magic said when he said he was stepping down. Remember, he also said on the Shay Shay show when he was talking about this incident that he feels bad for not letting LeBron James know that he was going to step down as general manager. Perhaps that would have gave LeBron an opportunity to move on and not want to play for the Lakers. Who knows? But it wasn't done. He didn't reach out to LeBron and let him know. He was pushed down to mascot. What I mean by mascot is Magic comes around. He likes to shake hands, make all the rich people feel good in the front row of the arenas, smiles and is the spokesperson for the Lakers. But he doesn't really call too many shots. Yeah, he may have a little bit of influence with Jenny, but as you can see, man, they went ahead and put Rob Pelinka ahead of him. What do y'all think about Rob Pelinka? Do you think he's doing a good job as a general manager? Definitely hit the like button. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on Rob Pelinka. Let me know what your thoughts are on Devin Ham. Is he doing a good job as a head coach? Do you think that the Lakers make the playoffs? Or even will they be one of the teams that will be in the play-in tournament to get to the playoffs? You know, we have to wait to see, wait to find out. But go ahead and leave your thoughts on that. But that is our take right there on Devin Ham and Rob Pelinka as we get ready to move forward. All right. So now I want to go ahead and talk about the National Basketball Players Union. The National Basketball Players Union is also known as the NBPA. And what that is it's a players union that represents the NBA players. It was founded in 1954, making it the oldest trade union out of the four major sports leagues. So the National Basketball Association's player union is older than the NFL's union, older than Major League Baseball's union, older than the National Hockey League's union. It was actually who they got all their ideas from, you know. But here's something that's strange when we talk about the National Basketball Association as I look this up today. Do you know that the National Basketball Players Association was funded in 1954, right? But the owners of the NBA, they didn't recognize the union until 10 years later. That was 1974. So what the union was what about 6 years old, maybe 10, when Larry and Magic start to really elevate the game. And why wasn't they recognized? Was it that the owner said, "Hey, we're not going to recognize y'all because you're 80% black athletes"? Just asking. Tell me what your thoughts are. Go ahead and leave a comment on that. The players union is also has has the exclusive bargaining representatives in federal law. So what I want to say that is the players union is an exclusive bargaining representative for the players, and it is protected under federal law. So who are these people that are in the National Basketball Players Union? I'm gonna go ahead and say their names, and there's one name that's gonna really ring a bell to y'all, and maybe a lot of this shit's gonna make sense when it comes to Kyrie. Let me go ahead and read off their leadership. All right. So the National Basketball Association is an executive committee that is comprised of 9 members, a president, a first vice president, a secretary treasurer, and 6 additional vice presidents. The term of the office for president and first vice president are 4 years, while the secretary treasurer and vice president serve 3-year terms. So, who are these people? And what are their duties? Well, the duties of the executive committee are directing National Basketball Player Association affairs and the policy making decisions necessary to carry out the National Basketball Players Association's work, reviewing and voting on all matters requiring player approval between meetings of the board of players representatives, participating in all telephonic conferences convened by the president and or requested by the executive director, and sharing the duties and responsibilities of the board of players representatives. So who are these key figures? Well, the president of the National Basketball Players Association is CJ McCollum, plays for the Pelicans. Andre Agla is the first vice president. He's been president since 2019, plays for the Golden State Warriors, also formerly the Philadelphia 76ers. Harrison Barnes is the secretary treasurer. He's been the treasurer since 2021. And then your other six, listen closely. Your other six vice presidents is Bismarck Bayabo, Malcolm Brogdon, who plays for the Boston Celtics, Jalen Brown, also who plays for the Boston Celtics, Garrett Temple. I don't know where he plays at, but he's been part of that vice president team since 2017. Grant Williams, also for the Boston Celtics. There's three players on the Boston Celtics in the six or in the seven vice president roles in the National Players Association. And then guess who? I'm sorry, I don't like to use the word guess, but the last person who is also part of the vice presidency of the National Basketball Association is no one other than who? Kyrie Irving. That's right, Kyrie Irving. And then each player from each team of the 32 teams, they all have a representative, such as the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm sorry, the Minnesota Timberwolves representative is Karl Anthony Towns. Milwaukee Bucks is Drew Holiday. Golden State Warriors is Kevin Looney. Charlotte Hornets is Miles Bridges. Um, New Orleans Pelicans is Trey Murphy. Philadelphia 76ers representative is Tobias Harris. Portland Trailblazers is Anthony Simmons. Toronto Raptors is Fred Van Fleet. Washington Wizards is Bradley Beal, just to name a few. And all these guys are representatives in the National Basketball Players Association. Now, the reason why I wanted you to know that is because isn't it strange that Kyrie is being attacked for just showing a picture of a documentary that he didn't even create? And since then, the New Jersey or the Brooklyn Nets have made 6 different initiations, I should say, that Kyrie Irving has to participate in to be able to rejoin the team. I say this, man, if you made $90 million, Kyrie, $60 to $90 million, retire. Get your money and retire. Sometimes you got to stand up and just say, fuck them. There wouldn't be no league without us. And I keep telling y'all that. Back in 1993, Larry Johnson, Grandma Ma, one of the greatest power forwards for the Charlotte Hornets and the New York Knicks, said, we need to create our own leagues, y'all. We need to create our own leagues. Otherwise, they're going to keep giving you the $1 million slave treatment. So that is my thoughts on the National Basketball Players Association. Go ahead and leave a comment on what your thoughts are with the National Basketball Association. Definitely hit the like button. Definitely share the video. And also, if you get a chance to get out there to YouTube, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Now, as we get ready to leave, our last segment, because it is election time, I wanted to go ahead and just pull out 3 different historical events in 1973 that had to do with the elections during election time. Because as you know, here at Coffee Talk Podcast, we like to always give you some flavor. So let's begin. It was 1973, May 29th to be exact, May 29th, 1973, when Thomas Bradley was elected mayor of Los Angeles. So if you want to go ahead and do yourself a little bit of homework, a little bit of research study, definitely go ahead and look up Thomas Bradley, former mayor of Los Angeles. Go ahead and let us know some of the great works he did, some of the things he didn't do so well. Go ahead and leave them in the comments, man. We'd love to hear what you learned about Thomas Bradley. Again, May 29th, 1973, he was elected as mayor of Los Angeles. Also, October 16th, 1973, Maynard Jackson was elected mayor of Atlanta. Again, October 16th, 1973, Maynard Jackson was elected mayor of Atlanta, of the city of Atlanta. So go ahead and again do your little bit of research, do your little bit of homework. Go ahead and learn about our people. Go ahead and check out and give us your thoughts on Maynard Jackson. Maybe the things he's done well, maybe the things he didn't do so well as a mayor. What do you remember, or what can you recall about his legacy? Go ahead and leave it in the comments. And then, last but not least, November 6th, 1973. Coleman Young was elected mayor of the city of Detroit. Coleman Young was elected mayor of the city of Detroit. So that is our story. That is our story for the fact that we are in the election week. It just finished up yesterday. So any of those people you want to go ahead and look up, feel free to do that. Go ahead and leave a comment as your thoughts on their legacies. And we definitely want to hear about it. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. Hit the share button. Subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast. And I don't got really much left for tonight, but I do want to say this. I'm gonna hit you with the universal peace sign, and I'm gonna say thank y'all for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, the cultural variety podcast show. We appear 3 times a week, alternate Sunday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and alternate Friday and Saturdays. So we'll see y'all this weekend, Saturday, and we're gonna have a good time. Come on through, stop by for Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, and don't forget, we got the flavor. With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.